Hello, this is Fear Dragon coming at you with another StarCraft 2 netcast. Today we have game number 4 between Teams Millennium and Team Eclypsia. If you have not seen game number 1, 2, or 3, go ahead and click the annotation below and it'll take you to those videos so that you don't have to deal with any kind of big spoilers. Anyways, if you're still around, I'm going to assume you have seen game number 1, 2, and 3. So I'm really excited. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 4 and see who is going to come out ahead in this best of 5 series from the HP Trophy number 2. Spawning up here in the top right hand corner of GSL Daybreak, we have representing Teams Millennium. It's going to be MilleniumForGG, the Korean Terran and ex-Brood War player, also previously known as OGS Finn. He's currently up 2-1 with his teammate MilleniumAdelscott. We're going to see if he can close out this series for his team or if he's going to have to rely back on his teammate to take game number 5. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner of GSL Daybreak, we have the blue Protoss player, also the Finnish Protoss. He is representing Team Eclypsia and his name is Welmu. He recently took a 3rd in the Blizzard WCS Finland Nationals and is going to be in a bit of a precarious situation considering he actually ended up winning game number 2 with a 4-gate play, but I'm not sure if it's going to work again against his opponent. We're going to have to wait and see what his plan is. And yeah, he is also down 1-2. We're going to see how well he can come back in this series, as he and his ally SarenS are definitely going to have to win 2 games in a row to come back in this. And we do actually end up seeing a fast expansion down for MilleniumForGG. Actually, that is a CC first, Command Center first. That does mean he's going to be playing a little bit greedy. Now, I'm sure that some of you have heard the joke, how many SCVs does it take to build a barracks? Well, it's even more SCVs it takes to build a freaking command center first, just because you don't get any Marines out for an even longer period of time. Oh my god, it's very painful. And now we do end up seeing Welmu just being as annoying as possible with this low probe. Would like to see him continue to do a little bit of harassment, and we will end up seeing that. But of course, behind it we see 2 barracks being thrown down. That's going to be very, very good for putting on again kind of. Whoa! Where? Oh my god, where are Welmu going for the giant probe aggression? This is an insane decision. I have never seen anything like this against a CC first, but we do end up seeing all of these probes over here doing as much aggression as possible, trying to take out those SCVs with some nice probe micro. Now I do want to note behind all of this, Welmu does still have about 6 probes mining, when now we do see that a lot of these SCVs are being taken out. Actually, it looks like Welmu coming out a little bit ahead in this probe versus SCV micro, and of course that command center did not end up finishing up, but of course the 2 barracks are going to finish up, so that is going to mean that 4GG has the opportunity to get out a couple of those Marines. What is going on, folks? It seems Eclypsia has lost their minds. Going to go ahead and continue to take out a couple of those SCVs. Now we do see 2 additional probes coming in. Going to see how much damage they can do. But with that 1 Marine over there, it looks like it. Oh my God, Welmu going to go ahead and retreat. Going to go ahead and check to see whether or not this command center is actually still being built. But now we do see the probes doing a little bit of micro back and forth, but it looks like it's not going to work out too well. The first Zealot is actually out now, so Welmu can do a little bit of damage, extra damage to these Marines, but with those probes, he needs to get some kind of surround out rather than just going for the regular attack move on those Marines. I have to say it's not the best decision. Now we see the SCVs coming out, taking out all of those probes, and oh no, now we see that 4GG is definitely going to be leading in that working. Oh my god, actually, we see that the worker count actually in favor of Welmu. This is absolutely crazy. But we do see that behind all this, Welmu is going to be falling behind in terms of economy just because he does not have an expansion while his opponent does. And now we do see 5 Marines out. He's going to be able to stave off any kind of big aggression that Welmu can really put out right now. And of course, we do see Welmu going for that potentially. He's going to be going for an expansion very soon, I assume, as that is really the only way he's going to have any chance of coming back in this game. He's definitely going to be behind, though. He's going to be playing from behind for a while. The lucky advantage he does have right now is that he did manage to take out a couple more of those SCVs with those Zealots, so that did put him slightly ahead in the work account for at least a little while. But of course, look at how delayed this expansion is going to be, and of course he still has to deal with this Marine push out from 4GG, and oh man, all he has right now is 1 Zealot. Oh my god, he's not even making a second unit This is going to be so difficult, and of course, this one Zealot's going to go ahead and poke his head over at that Zollinga Watchtower. It's going to give him vision of the fact that there is this push coming out across, and I do see, of course, yes, a Stalker coming out. That's going to be very useful, as the Stalker can do a little bit of cutting action against these Marines, but once these Marines get toward the middle lane, it doesn't matter how well you can kite your opponent. If your opponent can just go ahead and kill off all of your workers, now we do see the Zealot taking a little bit of damage. He doesn't want to be taking any damage whatsoever, is considering what a rough situation he's going to be in. Now he has to pull some probes, but these probes are going to go down so fast, and now we see a 4GG going to be taking the lead in that working count. Now, of course, the Zealot taken out as well, and what does a 4GG have to do to take out this Stalker now? It looks like the Stalker is going to be doing some nice micro, but it looks like that Stalker is still being kept alive, and just barely. But of course, the probes being taken out as well by these 3 Marines, and oh my god, the Marines going for the situation and position, and they actually end up taking out that Stalker. Oh my god, a fabulous play from 4GG, but it looks like now, finally, those Marines are going to get cleaned up by this final Stalker popping out, but the damage has been done. We see 21 workers to 14, and of course, Welmu still has not taken this expansion. Now he's pushing out with this one Stalker, and oh man, he is forced into the situation where he has to go for this 4-gate. He basically cannot even try to expand at this point, because trying to expand, he'll just be put so far behind. Time is of the essence right now. He needs to do as much damage as possible, trying to pick away at these Marines with this Stalker if he wants to have any chance of coming back in this game. Now, we do see the Stalker is going to be able to do some nice little kiting action against his Marines, but he's not in a great position. Ends up taking quite a bit of damage, and is actually already brought down to his hull right now. Is not going to be able to do too much kiting action right now. As you can even see, whenever he tries to take a shot over at 4GG now, he's going to end up taking a little bit of damage from 4GG's units. Now trying to use that smoke screen to do a little bit of additional damage, but not really working out. Oh my god, he has to just retreat and take back some of those, revive some of his shields. That's what I meant to say. And now we do see the Marines poking over in the main, and oh my god, just Stalkers being working. So that means no force field is going to be going down, but these Stalkers should be enough to take out all these Marines. But he has to be careful not to lose any of these Stalkers. Oh no, ends up losing one of them. Going to go ahead and be on the retreat with all the that one Stalker over there. But of course, these Marines just out for blood. Going to go ahead and try and take out a couple of these probes. But of course, now we do see 4GG getting the scout off on the fact that there were those 4 gateways down. So he's going to go ahead and throw down a couple of bunkers. I love the decision making from 4GG. Now we do see Welmu going ahead and warping a couple of Zealots and that one sentry, trying to do as much damage as possible. It's going to be so difficult. As you can see, there are still enough Marines to really be able to deal with this army, let alone 2 additional bunkers going down, and the SCVs already being pulled. Oh my god, 4GG is playing this so safe. We can even see he is leading by about 20 workers. Oh my god, that's enough to saturate a full base pretty much. And now we do see the load up in those bunkers, and those bunkers finishing up. It's going to be up to Welmu with this final push. It's going to basically make or break, decide how well he can do in this game, or if he has any chance. Now, you have to remember, Welmu's fighting for his tournament career, along with his teammate in this, actually, no, sorry, this is the group stages, so he's not going to be out of the tournament if he ends up losing this. But he definitely wants to win this matchup in this best-of-5 series. And it's going to be up to this push to decide who's going to win the best-of-5 series, or if it's going to go to game number 5. Now we do see the Zealots coming in. They're going to be able to take quite a bit of this damage, and the Stalkers being able to dish a lot of damage out on those bunkers. And now we do see the Zealots now being able to do a lot of damage to those SCVs, but of course the bunkers, it's just too much. And now we do see Welmu trying to do a run-by into the main base, but it looks like it's not going to matter. These Zealots are going to be taken out by the Marines and Marauders on the high ground. There's going to be the GG coming out from EclypsiaWelmu, and 4GG going to go ahead and take this game. Now, of course, it looks like Welmu not really too happy. It looks like he had a little bit of miss micro earlier on in the game with a turnaround on his Zealot, as he says. But yeah, it looks like very well played by Team Millennium. They're going to be able to take this best-of-5 series 3-1. So really, really awesome. And yeah, that's going to conclude the best-of-5 series from the HP Trophy number 2, Team Millenniums versus Team Eclypsia. But if you like Team Eclypsia, do not fret or frown, as this is still the group stages. So now that these teams are out, they're still just fighting to see who's going to be able to get top 2 in their group. Now, of course, that's going to be definitely a big advantage for Team Millenniums. Taking this best-of-5 series is going to put them further ahead in their group and more likely to advance out of the group stages. But of course, we're going to be seeing more from both these teams in the future. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoy my commentary in any capacity whatsoever. In which case, if you do, go ahead and click the like button and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. And leave a comment below if you have any kind of feedback or anything of the sort. Now, I also do like to do a lot of commentary of just replays submitted by you guys rather than just these pro games. So if you want to get your replays cast, you can go ahead and submit those to feardragon64@gmail.com. That's feardragon64@gmail.com. I also have a Twitch TV account that you can go ahead and follow me at. I do a lot of live events such as Balance Battles, which is actually going to be starting up this Sunday. That's going to be at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern time zone. And presumably it's going to be at the same time every week, but I'm going to be waiting to see exactly when Collegiate Star League casts are going to be. So if Collegiate Star League ends up conflicting with that, I'm going to have to move the time for Balance Battles. But of course, in the meanwhile, just assume that is going to be the time, at least for this week. This coming Sunday, I believe it's going to be Sunday, September, let's see, tomorrow, today's, I think that Friday is the 14th, 15th, so it's going to be September 16th. Sunday, September 16th, 2012, Balance Battles is going to be brought back. That's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and of course, I'm sure you guys are all smart. You guys can use that Google and Google Foo your way to see whatever time zone it is for you. Anyways, that's going to be it. That's all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next